Hi, I'm Betsy Muller, Master Trainer of Emotional Freedom Techniques, and I'm delighted today to introduce to you Diana Bader. Diana is a certified Emotional Freedom Techniques practitioner who worked through my Energy Makeover EFT certification program. She graduated last summer, and today she's here to tell you a little bit about what she does. So, Diana, maybe what you could start with is sharing a little bit about what originally attracted you to EFT and why you decided to become a certified practitioner.
All right. Well, it was probably at least 5 or 6 years ago. I had worked through some emotional issues surrounding my divorce, and I thought I was all over it, but I kept having physical reactions. And I was sort of startled by that because mentally everything was clear, and I would have certain interactions that would cause actual physical pain and nervousness and anxiety. So I started researching, and one of the things that came up was PTSD to some of the things that I had experienced. At first I was like, there's no way. I mean, that's what happens to combat people or first responders. I'm just a person hanging out. And as I researched it deeper and researched how to eliminate it, EFT kept popping up. And so I started looking into EFT on my own and looking at videos online and reading some books on the subject, and started doing tapping myself, and was blown away by how quickly and easily the feelings I was having disappeared and stayed away.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And I wasn't having in certain interactions, I wasn't having the same response anymore. And I thought, wow, there's something to this. And I kind of kept it on the back burner, but I was looking, at the time I was living in Atlanta, and I was looking for training down there. And a friend of mine was actually a former Marine and a current police officer. And I noticed he was experiencing some of these symptoms as well. And I'm like, okay, I really want to get trained in this because I'm somebody that I know he trusts. And I still couldn't find the training. So when I moved back up to Ohio about 1.5 years ago, I came across your training. And I thought, okay, perfect. This is exactly what I need. And it was in Columbus. And I mean, it couldn't have aligned any better.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad I went to Columbus because I found you and Norma too, who already did a video with me. So, one of the things I think that's important to note about you is you were already a coach before you came into the EFT world, which I think is fabulous. And maybe could you comment a little bit about, why people should work with certified EFT practitioners and how being a coach is even another benefit, your experience, I guess, coaching before and after EFT would be beneficial.
Well, one of the things with my coaching practice that I found, at the time I was coaching a lot more teens and young adults. And this new generation of teens and young adults have never really experienced a safe space. They were born into, the mass shootings and war on terror. And it's created sort of an anxiety state for the whole generation. Mm-hmm. And I realized that EFT is something that could really benefit them to help them work through some of this anxiety. Mm-hmm. So I have used it with the teens and young adults on that forum and that platform. So it was a real help and adjunct to my coaching practice. Mm-hmm. Now, the coaching helps the EFT because it helps as people are tapping through things. I recognize the little subtleties and shifts in their thought processes as they're saying certain words, and the tones and things. I pick up on that pretty easily because of the coaching practice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they go hand in hand very well.
That's good to know. So more coaches need to check this out. I mean, I think anybody who works with others can actually benefit from EFT, like you said. So do you think there's a distinction between a certified practitioner and someone who just takes a class and does EFT? What would you tell the consumer out there about certified practitioners?
The certification process is very extensive. And I think it was very helpful to go through the process, having the support of the trainer and the classmates, and then especially even some of the buddy sessions that we did with other people who were training at the same time, because you're getting very valuable feedback from people that already understand what EFT is. So it elevates your ability to focus in next time on things. It helps you figure out what your shortcomings are. And I think overall, by the end of it, you know, you have so many cases under your belt and you've experienced so many different things that a lot doesn't shock you. And so it makes it a much smoother person to work with, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to be uncovered. It's sometimes it's things that the client doesn't even remember.
Right, right. And we get to tap along with them. So we get to feel good while they start feeling better about whatever's going on with them too. I think that's one of the benefits that
Oh, absolutely.
he brings to coaching, that we get to clear ourselves while we're working with clients. So let me ask you this. What kind of clients are you most excited about helping and working with? And do you have any success stories or anything you'd like to share about your work using the process?
Well, throughout the training, I've sort of been rebranding my business here locally, and have come up with sort of my designation as a neuro inclusion specialist. Mm-hmm. So what I find is that clients tend to find you, the people who need you find you, which is really kind of fun. And one of the things that has kept turning up in my life has been people who have sort of atypical minds, or feel like they are outsiders in the world, and they tend to gravitate towards me as far as friends and clients. And so I started studying a little bit more about that. And one of the big things that holds them back are limiting beliefs. And EFT works wonderfully with limiting beliefs. Frequently, you don't know why and where and when you've adopted this belief, but you believe it and it holds you back. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't tell you how many people will tell me something like, especially a subject from school, like, I can't do that because I can't do math. Mm-hmm. Well, says who? This is something we need to figure out. Where along the line did you, learn that you can't do math? Because if you can handle money, you can do, balance your checkbook, do that, you can handle math. Mm-hmm. So it's something that shows up that we can tap on and uncover and remove.
Right.
And then replace with something that allows them to be more confident, and opens the roads. Mm-hmm. So it's really a lot of fun.
Yeah. So are you still working with that population of younger adults that have?
I am. I haven't really put an age limit on the people mm-hmm. I'm working with, mm-hmm. Because, and I've always added parents to it too, because a lot of the parents get very frustrated with this group. Mm-hmm. They have to deal with the education system that doesn't have a full grasp on what's available out there for kids, mm-hmm. Their kids. Yeah. One of the coolest things to me is, so my younger son, when he was in public school, was put on the Asperger's spectrum, and he helped find his own school. I never even heard of the school that he's at right now. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that they have available to him that I didn't even know until last week was there's a designated person in the class that takes notes. And one of the issues he's always had is dysgraphia. So his handwriting is horrible. And sometimes they'll let you use, computers or tablets, which is helpful. But if you're still not processing the information that the professor is saying, then you're not getting the notes anyway. So they have people who are really good at taking notes be the designated note takers in the class. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so there are a lot of schools out there and a lot of places that help people with this. So the limiting belief doesn't even begin. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
they learn that they have unlimited resources, or they can, um, farm it out to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does anything all on their own
That's
and
very.
has all the skills. So it gives him a confidence, and the other students there the confidence to know, okay, I don't have to know everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are you working with clients live with Facebook, or I'm sorry, not Facebook, the Zoom video, or are you seeing people face to face? How do you work?
I do all of that. I'm setting up some play shops because I don't believe in work shops.
Mhm.
um, I am setting up some Facebook groups for the parents, and two separate ones, Facebook groups for the parents of students who have the atypical minds, to give them a support group. And then older young adults and older people who have gone their whole lives, especially with these limiting beliefs, to give them a place of support and understanding, so that they can ask questions and work through some of the limiting beliefs. And then I hope to do in the future with these groups some webinar calls that will include EFT,
Mm-hmm.
just in general, to help them with the anxiety that comes along with this, and frustrations. There's a lot of miscommunication,
Yeah.
and EFT can open up these channels very quickly.
Yeah. Of course it can.
Mm-hmm.
So, as my last question to you, what do you enjoy or remember most about going through the certification program? Any highlight that you want to share, and what maybe the next person considering this might need to know?
Um, during the certification process was probably one of the hardest years of my life.
Mhm.
And so it was really beneficial to have the other students and the trainers and people around to work with. And so it doesn't, you can be going through a lot. I mean, I had a lot of loss. I had moves. I had my kids going off, my empty nest, adjusting to new environments. It was nonstop. And
Mhm.
it was very stressful, but being constantly in the realm of EFT and constantly tapping with my clients, tapping on our video calls, our training calls, I think that really helped move me through it much quicker.
Well, it was delightful watching you move through it. As hard as all the things you went through, you came out on the other end, and you're smiling and you're looking fabulous.
Oh, well, thank you.
And now you can work on your business, right? I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think one of the things that for personal issues, but even business issues, some of this is because some of the clients that I worked with were working through things at work and finding out that some of the things from the past were holding them back even at work.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. So, anything else you'd like to share? Please share your website or how people can get in touch with you so that this video connects you with people that need you.
All right. Well, I don't have my website quite up yet, but it's going to be Positively Brilliant, the
Ah.
name of my business, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll be Positively Tapping.
Mm-hmm.
Is where you'll be able to find me. And I actually have a podcast called Uniquely Brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
where we've been talking about this kind of student population and adult population that I work with, but also we're going to be mentioning a little bit more about the EFT and how that works and how that can help people out. And there is a Facebook group for the Uniquely Brilliant. And then there will be Facebook groups. Look for the Positively Brilliant Parent and other Positively Brilliant monikers. That'll be all on Facebook that you can find me and join.
Okay.
And then if you want to get a hold of me, I have my card, so I have to remember my new thing. It's positively brilliant @pm.me.
@pm.me.
Yep, just reach out
Okay.
anytime.
All right. Well, excellent, Diana. Thanks so much for making time today to connect with me, and we'll be together for a while, because you're starting the mentoring program this week too. So we never stop learning. I look
Never.
forward to supporting you as a practitioner, and I hope those out there that resonate with what Diana's doing will reach out to her, connect with her on Facebook, social media, or check out her website. Thanks again, Diana. Have a very brilliant day. We'll both do that, okay? All right. Bye-bye.